was supposed to give statements. I remember that, but I couldn't remember if she would be considered a whistleblower.
So, we know what a whistleblower is.
She would be considered
I
think
we've probably beaten that one to death. Yeah, let's go back to the. But
we're in the right theory for that.
But anyway, that is one of the reigning theories out there. But the only problem I have with the whistleblower theory is that the cat was really out of the bag by 1984 when Dave died. National Lead had actually been telling the Atomic Energy Commission and then after that the Energy Department since at least 1958 about miscellaneous contamination problems that they were having. In fact, they kept going to the government and saying, hey guys, this is not a good situation. Like, for example, there were some massive concrete tanks for radioactive waste. One of them they discovered had some big cracks in it, and it was leaking radioactive waste into the ground and contaminating groundwater. And National Lead goes to, again, the government says, hey, we've got a problem here. Your tanks are leaking. And the government says, okay, well, the cracks only go down so far, not all the way to the bottom, so don't fill the tank up any further than the height of the cracks. And that takes care of the problem. And then so that was an example of this.
Good science.
Yeah. That's just one example of that. And so essentially National Lead, they did their job. They did.
They did their due diligence.
Yeah, and so as far as somebody from National Lead murdering Dave, there's no excuse there. That National Lead it was well documented that they had done everything they could to keep the government abreast and everything. The government just said, hey, we don't care. And so there was really no liability on their part.
I question that. I do question that isn't blaming the boss on National Lead. Is that who it was?
Yeah.
National Lead of Ohio. Mm-hmm. I kind of feel like maybe they could have taken steps to fix things, but not wanting to foot the bill, just kept turning to the USG and saying, hey, guys.
That was the thing, though. Essentially, the government paid them a certain amount of money to do this, and this was above and beyond really probably what they felt that was in their job description. They just said, "Dude, this needs to be fixed. Either come in and fix it or give us money."
Would they have even had the authority to fix it?
I'm sure if they had actually said, "Hey, government, we're going to fix those cracks in that tank," and on our own dime, the government would have said, "Okay."
Yeah.
Or the government would have formed a blue ribbon commission and studied it for 10 years, and then
the environmental impact of.
So there's the whole thing about the fact that they were leaking uranium dust into the atmosphere in the area.
Releasing,
So you were talking about this before. Is they had big bags in their ventilation system to capture all of that material. It's kind of like in your home ventilation system. You have those funny paper cardboardy things that stop the crud from going in.
Yeah.
It's a massive version of that.
Yeah.
Those things failed once a month. Like they were supposed to last months and months and months, and they always failed every month. Now, if you're doing this for 10, 20 years, don't you think that at some point somebody would say, we should find a new bag?
Yeah, well,
this vacuum cleaner bag sucks. We should find a new bag.
The whole system sucked. But then, I don't know. Again, that was reported, by the way, to the government. The government just said, hey,
But I think the whistleblower allegation, just to get back to what we were talking about, they were reporting that to the government and the Department of Energy. It didn't really come out to the public until 84, and that's when, as you put it, the cat really came out of the bag.
Well, the thing about it is that's when the public first became aware of it. But there were things that happened before that. As early as like 1961, there was a University of Cincinnati study that found groundwater contamination around the plant. And then later on, a year later, the United States Geologic Survey confirmed this. And so it's not like it was carefully hidden within the bounds of just National Lead and the Department of Energy.
It's also the 60s and the 70s, information transfer. It's a very slow process.
Yeah.
Unlike today. I mean, remember, we're spoiled. Something happens, and we could technically all know about it the very same, if not next day.
Well, yeah, and of course, this was early 60s. The environment was not as hot button an issue then. But then 20 years later, 1981, the Ohio EPA, that's Environmental Protection Agency, they found radioactive contamination in the wells around Fernald. That was 1981. And they also inspected Fernald and the plant itself in March 84, found lots of violations of hazardous waste laws. Again, that was March '84. That was months before Dave disappeared.
So